fact tells, story sells. So that's the power of story, and you should, your life is the best story, best experience that you can share.
Yes,
It
of
can be
course.
any instance of your life, like any failure that you have faced, and any win that you have, any success, of course. In
Okay.
today's time, Manpreet, database is the real money.
Hmm.
Facebook has a database of billions of people. Amazon has a database of billions of people. Google has a database of billions of people. And that's why these companies are so big today. So if you are
Yes, it
not
is.
using digital marketing in 21st century, that means you're killing your own business. Nobody's
Yeah.
killing your own self. Somebody who's starting your digital journey, like Digitopedia, you guys have started, right? So start being part of any such kind of community which is something that is resonating with you, your skill set, your values, your principles. Right?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digito Talks, a talk show conducted by Digitopedia. I'm Anupreet, is your host for the day, and I would like to take a moment and introduce our guest, Mr. Sachin Dahiya, founder and CEO of Dahiya Consultancy, social media influencer, podcast host, and author and habits coach. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, Manpreet, for having me on this platform, and yeah, looking forward to add a lot of value to the audience.
We are here to learn from you, sir, today.
Thank
So,
you.
sir, how would you define yourself?
All right. So basically, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have two businesses currently. One is that, as you mentioned, that I'm the founder and CEO of Dahiya Consulting Group, which we started recently in February this year. And the other business is basically I'm the senior vice president at one of the leading mastermind community for coaches and trainers, where basically I work as a business consultant and I do help them in building their business, their credibility, their branding, and generating revenue through their services and the products. And apart from that, I'm the author of two books as well, as you mentioned. So one book I wrote in 2020 is on habits. Since I'm a habits coach, so I do talk a lot about in my content as well, more about habits. So I do share a lot of content on Instagram on this topic. And another book I wrote this year, that is Master Your Morning Like a Millionaire, which I launched this year. And yeah, and last one is that I'm going to deliver my first TEDx talk recently, in I think on next 10 days. So I'll be on a TEDx stage talk, but again, it's the same as my habits. So this is a brief about me. Before that, I think I have a corporate experience where I work with companies like Topic Labs, Zomato as a leadership roles, and then I quit my show and then I move on to this field of entrepreneurship. So this is a brief about me, Manpreet.
So, how did your journey from pharmacology to freelance coding and entrepreneur happen?
All right. So this is basically again any story that I'm sure you must have heard or read about. How you are chasing your passion and then suddenly things happen
Yes.
and then you get into the field that you really love it. So let me just share a backstory for this. So basically, I'm a medical student when I was in my school, and I was trying to apply for MBBS, but I couldn't get, not able to crack the exam at that moment. So only the option that was there for me was getting into this pharmaceutical
Yeah.
pharmacology and all this bachelor degree. So somehow I ended up there. Like again seeing my friends what they are doing, taking some advice from friends and maybe somebody senior who was there at that moment and all this stuff, although I was not aware what that exactly is all about. So,
Okay.
but when I started with that, then things started. I got to know, okay, this is not something that I wish to pursue in future, right? So just
Okay.
to get that degree, just to complete my degree in those 4 years, so I was just keeping myself, telling myself, okay, just do it for the sake of doing it. But yeah, in future, it was not in my vision. So during my college, I got into this habit of reading a lot about business owners, businesses. I did a lot of study on them, research on them, and I started reading a lot about business, specifically business people. And there, this thing came into mind that I want to start something of my own, right? So although it was just a wish at that moment, I was not having any clarity what exactly. I was still 17, 18 at that moment. I think we get into college. Yeah, 17 is at that moment. So somehow I completed my college, although the desire was there to something. I want to start something of my own. But again, nothing concrete, nothing, no clarity there. So I moved on to my corporate field. I got a job. I started doing my job for I think 3 4 years. I did that. Yeah, 4 years. I did till 2019. I was in my job, but then I told myself enough is enough. Now I have to switch because this is something
Yeah.
that I do not want to pursue in future. So I was at a leadership role in Zomato, which is a very reputed company, and then I quit my job. It was a well-paid job, and then I moved into. Then I started exploring my options. When I say
Okay.
exploring my options, then so there are certain things that I was curious about, app making, how websites are built. So this curiosity is really, basically helped me a lot in terms of finding my passion or that one thing I want to do in my life. So I get into this freelancing. I started coding. I learned coding. I learned the skill of. So I invested 3 4 months in learning coding languages, how to build apps, how to build softwares, and all that stuff. And then I
Okay.
started getting few projects on some of the platforms that are available on freelancing for freelancers. And when I was doing freelancing, I did a couple of projects. Then again, there was a feeling, okay, this is something again is not a long term vision for me. I really want to again, get into something of my own that is concrete. We call it a business, right? Because freelancing is not that kind of a business because initially it was quite challenging. Although I got some project, but it was not fulfilling. It was not compelling that I would say that I was not feeling good about it. And then at that moment, I came to know about this one community called Teachers Are Leaders, where I learned about business, where I learned a lot about how to build this online presence, online business, and that's where I found my mentors as well. And then I started to learn all about content creation, branding, and getting clients, starting your coaching journey, and all that stuff. And that's where I started this journey as a coach, and then I founded my
Okay.
own venture. So this is a story behind it. So from pharmacology to coding to now into proper business. So this is the backstory, Manoj. Yeah,
So,
over to
like,
you.
according to you, like, freelancing can be taken as a main career or like a side hustle only, like about what you
Well,
just said.
so I would say this. It depends. It depends. If you are clear about one skill and you think and you're curious about it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say there is any it can be any skill, content creation, it can be web developing, or any skill that you have. If you're curious about it, initially you can take it as a full time if you are passionate, especially if you are very young, like 15, 16, 17. I've seen people like these
Yeah.
teens, they are making good amount of money through freelancing only, like 6 figures, 7 figures easily they are taking. So I would recommend, if you are somebody who's having that age advantage, if you can take out time, then go and commit yourself to this and be curious about it. If you are not
Okay.
having that expertise, go and learn, find a mentor, learn from them, and then do it. But if you are into a job and you think that you have again, you want to start something of my own, you want to, let's say, it can be any skill. It can be, you can be a virtual assistant, you can do a VA role as well, you can email marketing, content marketing, any kind of skill you can pick, and slowly you
Okay.
can start as a side hustle, and then you can move into a full time full time work for you. Yeah, this is what my recommendation will be.
Okay. So, like, you have talked about the importance of storytelling. So, can you mention
Yeah.
how one can start and be good at it?
Okay. Now, stories, I'm sure we all love. So I just like to take our audience to back there, when they were very,
Yeah.
very young, or kids. We all love to hear stories from our parents, grandparents, right? So
Yes.
stories always have that engagement, this connection. Whenever you share stories, people do listen. Okay.
Okay.
So just see yourself whenever you found, like whenever you're watching any video or whenever you are seeing any kind of content, people are sharing stories. They all are
Yes.
stories. I'm sure you all must have seen a lot of motivational videos, a lot of inspiration videos. People are sharing about their transformation. I was before that. I used to struggle a lot. All these rags to riches. Why these motivate people? Because they are stories, right?
Yes.
Somebody was very
Definitely.
poor at the beginning, and they did something in their life. They put some efforts, and now they are rich. They are wealthy. So we all
Yes.
love these kind of stories. Why? So the reason behind that is because stories really create an impact in our mind. Okay, and it really is a very good engagement tool to build connections. When you share stories, people relate with that. Once upon a time, I used to do this. I was in this situation. I was depressed. I know, in anxiety. So the people who are listening to it, they will also start to relate with that. Hey, yes, these
Yes.
guys go through, like I'm also in the same situation,
They will
right?
connect to it.
they will connect with. So there
Okay.
always this saying goes, fact tells, story sells. So that's the power of story. And you should, your life is the best story, best experience that you can share.
Yes,
It
of
can be
course.
any instance of your life, like any failure that you have faced, and any win that you have, any success, a small success that you have achieved. That's also a story. So this is how you can just reflect. It's just a reflection on your life, your experience that you had. Reflect back, and you will see there are a lot of stories from your own life experiences that you can share, and people can relate with that. So yeah, this is how, at least like, to begin with, this is how you can start, and that's why stories are really impactful. People do relate, and once they relate with you, it's very easy to ask them to do whatever you want, because now they are your fan. They are engaged with you.
Yes, of course. So, like you have talked about the 7 marketing habits that is helping entrepreneurs build a 7-figure business. So, can you please share the insight with the audience? Yeah.
So, Manuprit, in any business, the first thing is the problem that you solve. That's my learning from getting into the businesses. What is that one problem do you solve to your product or service that you are offering? That's the number one thing. Be
Okay.
absolute clear. A lot of entrepreneurs are not clear about what problem they are solving. Be absolute clear and give a tangible result. Hey, I'll solve this problem of consistency. I have bets. I'm just giving from my example. Or
Yes.
let's say if you are somebody who is a digital person who are, selling digital products or services, talk about what your product or your service is solving for your clients. So once you are very clear on that, you'll be able to articulate in a better way. And once you're able to articulate to your audience, they will understand, okay, this is the guy who's solving this problem. So they will understand, okay, this is the person. If I have, let's say, email marketing, I'm just giving an example here. If somebody who really want to have that email marketing setup done for their business, okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, what will happen is, if let's say Manupreet is a person who talk about email marketing and she is the expert, she always like she can help people to generate, let's say, 2x of the revenue, or
Mm.
30% of their revenue it can increase through email marketing. And Manupreet is someone who clearly mentioned in her offers, then people will listen to it. Oh, okay, 30% increase in my sales. I will or revenue. I would love to hear what Manpreet has to offer. So this is how you will get the what you call attention of your clients or customers. So first thing is problem that you solve. Second is what is your product or service. Okay.
Okay.
So second, so once you know the problem, then create your product and service around it, and around in the same thing I will share about your target audience. Now I will work with a lot of entrepreneurs, consultants from different part of the world. They are not clear about their target audience. They are not clear about target audience. It's
Yes.
very important to know who is your target audience, for whom you want to work with. Because once you have a clarity, when you're gonna put the efforts, you will get maximum ROI on that, because you are targeting the right audience.
Yeah,
Okay, if
people
you
are
are, let's
not able.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that people are not able to understand their niche and then they just like try to target number of people instead of the right people.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So through problem, you're gonna focus on the dead niche, and then comes your product services, and then your target audience for whom you are solving that particular problem. So
Yes.
once you are clear on that, you will be able to make maximum ROI, that is return on the investment of your efforts, time, and energy. And that's how these are the basic fundamentals that first we start with. Then we move on to the channel or the medium of connection. Let's say your target audiences are CEOs of startups. I'm just giving an example here. So if your target audience is startups of the founders, where you will find them, where these guys hang out. Then
Okay.
we're going to help them to build their brand on those channels. That is, let's say LinkedIn is a very good tool, or sorry, a platform to build your brand or to connect with the startup founders. I'm sharing with you somebody who's just starting their business. Because I do not want, we do not recommend, or I do not recommend to someone to invest their money in Facebook ads just when you're starting. Because
Hmm.
your product is new, you are also new in the market, you don't know whether it's going to work or not. Because market is the decider. Always remember that somebody who's any kind of business, whether it's a digital business or any kind of offline business as well, market always decide the winner. So you say, okay, I have this product, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but when you're gonna execute, you might not get the results that you want, because market,
Yeah.
you have to listen to your target audience, and they will
Yes.
share with you what is the thing they need, and then listen to them. Okay. So third is medium. Medium means channel, where you will find your target audience, where they are hanging around, what kind of networking groups, what kind of where they hang around, where they network, where they talk, where you will find them. So third step is that. Next is comes content marketing. Now that step basically means, as the name suggests, it's more about creating your content and building your brand on that particular channel, or what you call social media platform, right? If somebody who want to target, let's say, millennials on Instagram, they can create. If somebody, as I shared with you, somebody is whose target audience is startups or the founders, or let's say service providers, coaches, trainers, any digital product you are selling. So you should focus on LinkedIn. It's a very good tool to generate revenue through that, and you'll be easily able to find out if you connect and build a relationship correctly in an organic campaign without investing a single rupee. Okay. Third thing, I think fourth is content marketing. Fifth, we help out. We help is about their email marketing, because once you start building your brand, you should have some kind of lead magnets. Okay, you should have certain kind of things that you're offering to build that trust with your target audience, so that they understand, okay, this is the right person. So you start building your email list. In
Okay.
today's time, Manuprit, database is the real money.
Hmm.
Facebook has a database of billions of people. Amazon has a database of billions of people. Google has a database of billions of people, and that's why these companies are so big today. So this is the very important step to start collecting the database. Because once you
Okay.
have the database, you can start educating, start sharing, start building the trust. Maybe today they are not buying from you. Maybe today they are not interested in your product or services, but that doesn't mean they will never be in future also. Maybe
Hmm.
after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when you're gonna see if this guy is continuously adding value, and this is how maybe in future they can turn up. We have closed so many clients just through email marketing. Initially, they said no to our offers, right? But after that, they themselves replied, "Hey, now I'm ready. Can we connect on call?" So this is how people are gonna, this is how people behave or consumer behave in any kind of business. It's not about only about digital business. Even Amazon use email marketing. I'm sure people, we receive emails from Facebook as well. We receive email from like any company you think of today. They do use email marketing. So I think after email marketing, the next step will come is ambassador marketing, which basically means is referral systems. So once you
Okay.
have start getting your clients in your business, start having paid clients, start having a referral based kind of system where you can add more value, or you can give something very exclusive to people who gonna refer you clients, right? And
Hmm.
every company, just think about it, every app, they all use this referral system.
Yes, they do.
They do, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's Swiggy or Zomato or any other app you think, they're always gonna have certain kind of coupon codes which you can use when you're gonna refer your friend,
Yes.
or they will add some kind of money to your pocket, or what do you call it, wallet or
Wallet
whatsoever.
and
Like
yes.
so, so this is what we call ambassador marketing, which is basically means referral marketing, that generating the referral. And the last step that we help people with is ads, that is paid ads, which is basically once you are clear about your target audience, once you have gone through these 6 steps that I've shared about, then we ask them to invest their money in order to scale their business, because now they have
Okay.
sufficient clients. Now they have that validation of their product and service are giving the results. Now they have
Yes.
full clarity. Now it's time to scale up. That means take to more number of people. And then again, through your targeted audience, on like on Facebook, you have targeted, channel, you can target a particular set of clients. Similarly,
Yeah.
on LinkedIn also you can do the same. On Instagram also you can do the same. So last step in the whole journey is paid clients. Oh, sorry, Facebook ads or ads. So through which
Google
they can
Ads, AdSense.
scale. Google ads, YouTube
Okay.
ads, everything is. So these are the 7 steps where through which we help. So this is a brief I've shared with you. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, according to you, how is digital marketing helping you in your business?
Okay. So digital marketing, I think it's what do you call? It's a thing of 21st century. If you are
Yes, it
not
is.
using digital marketing in 21st century, that means you're killing your own business. Nobody's
Yeah.
killing your own self is killing. So digital marketing is very important, Manovi, because especially after 2020, things have moved to online. People have started consuming more content. They are starting, seeing a lot of stuff. Maybe they are not, reading newspapers nowadays, but now they scroll up some kind of, apps or some kind of what you call brochures on their social media or any kind of, on their phones. So the way people have consumed the content has increased, and variety of ways it has increased. Somebody, who used to read something else while they commute. Now they're not commuting because they're working from home, and they are doing some kind of study on their phones or their laptops and all this stuff. So the people who consume content has increased over a period of time, and it's very important to nowadays to explore this and to make full use of your business. If your business is not online today, that means you're failing. So in my case, it has really helped me immensely, and fortunately, when I started in 2019, my thing was I was very clear that social media is something that I need to leverage. Although as a very sharp person, I used to hate social media before that, before 2019,
Okay.
but then I realized the importance now. Okay, for my business, I have to explore because my target audience is roaming on the social media
Social
platform.
media apps, yes.
Yes.
So
That's why I started it onto that and started calling.
you've been a freelancer early in your career. So can you mention a few steps to begin as a freelancer?
Okay. So my journey started as a freelancer is because I quit my job. At that moment, I was not clear what I'll be doing, to be honest. I just quit my job because I do not want to continue. I do not want to see myself in next 2 years there. Okay.
Yeah.
So my journey started because I was curious about certain things. I was not having clarity what is my skill that I can monetize, because freelancing is what you are the master of one skill, or you are learning, or you have learned one skill, and now you
Yeah.
can help other people through that skill, right? So
Yes.
when you are starting any freelancing career, make sure you have the skill. If even you do not have the skill, have the curiosity to learn it first. Invest 2 months, 3 months to learn that skill, and then start projecting yourself on social media platform. Now, back then when I started, there were a lot of these freelancing platforms like Upwork, Freelancer, and all that stuff. At that moment, I did not utilize the social media platform to my maximum benefit. But nowadays, somebody who's just starting, or if you ask me if somebody is starting, what you would suggest him? I would recommend him. There are so much social media platform out there like Instagram or LinkedIn. Pick one platform, pick one skill, and then see who need that skill, or who need that solution, or no, the help that you're providing. Let's say if you are somebody who is again offering web development. I'm just giving an example here. You want to build website, go on social
Yeah.
media platform, find out all the coaches, or find out the service providers or entrepreneurs who are just beginners, see their profile. Most of them have already shared their email id in their profile also. So
Yes.
just drop an email to them. Hey, I'm just doing this, and I'm okay to do it free of cost. Let me know if I can have a chat with you for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Initially, it's very important that you collect the testimonials, validation, or social proofs. Work with 3 to 4, 5 such projects. Take the testimonial, and then you start pitching for the. Then you start asking for the energy exchange or the money as well, whatever you are offering. Okay, or you just told them, hey, I'm just offering it, free of cost. If you feel, let me do your work first. Whatever you feel, you can pay me later. I'm talking about somebody who's just starting from scratch, because for you, very very important is to get those initial 3, 4, 5 clients, and once you have that, then you can start asking for the premium amount. Okay, so the principle are the same. So 3, 4 clients when you had, then you reach out to more number of people, and then you can also take the advantage of paid ads as well by having a Facebook ads or Google ads or YouTube ads or Instagram. You can go ahead and then build your or scale your freelancing career. But initially, if you ask me how to get those 3, 4, 5 clients, go on Instagram, check it out, and see who need your help. Those who are just starting, like maybe coaches, trainers, or any kind of healers, or all these consultants. Go ahead, bring them, email them, and just try to get in touch with them and share what actually you will be doing for them. Okay, and then ask them, hey, whatever you feel, you can pay me. For now, I will bring you results. See it, and then you can decide the price. Or if you wish to
Okay.
do it for completely free, that is also, that is my suggestion for somebody who's just starting from scratch today.
Freelancing. Okay.
Yes.
So, like, as a habits coach, can you mention a few habits that you inculcated and which helped you later in life?
Absolutely, I think habits is something that I'm really passionate about, and initially I think we all have this procrastination, all these what do you call, consistency in your life, may all these challenges we all face in our life. So for me, 3 habits I always share with people, irrespective whether you are a student or you are a working professional or you are 50-year-old, somebody who want to retire. Okay? This is what I have learned from my mistakes. And
Okay.
first one is health.
Health.
Always give priority to your health, because one day you will retire from your work. One day you will retire from doing what you are doing today, okay? But your
Yeah.
health will never retire. It will always be there with you when you are, till the time you are there on the planet. So always give importance to your health, especially people who are in 20s. They focus more on earning more money. They focus more on working, what do you call, putting more efforts or time on their career or on their job or their business, and their
Financial
health take a
gains,
backseat.
basically.
Financial gains, absolutely, and their health take a backseat, and that's where problems start to happen, right? When you
Yeah.
grow, you move on to your 30s, and then you see those complications, like maybe stress, anxiety, body weight, diabetes, blah blah blah, BP, and all that stuff. So this is what I have experienced in my case as well. Maybe when I was in my job, again my whole focus was on my job only and neglecting my health. And then there are a lot of stress related problems and all that stuff happened, weight gain and all. Then I quit. That's why I quit my job. No, this is something not I want to live my life. I want to really want to live my life on my own terms and the freedom that I was seeking. And that's when I changed my physical aspect. Like I start working on my body, and that has really helped me in terms of my mental strength as well. So physical and mental both are related. Mind body connection. That is from psychology perspective. I'm sharing. The first habit is please take out 30-40 minutes for your health. Okay, it can be any kind of activity. It can be running, walking, swimming, gym if you want to go, or any kind of meditation, yoga, any kind of thing. But please do not neglect your body, especially in your 20s, because I know people think, no, I'm going good. Let me focus on financial, as you mentioned, financial gains. The whole focus is on earning money or building your career, having those awards or achievements and all this stuff. But we neglect our health a lot, and that we should not
Yes.
do. That is first. Second habit I would recommend is invest in any one of the habit to grow yourself in your personal growth. Now, what I mean by that is either read books or either listen to podcasts or either watch some kind of useful content on videos or YouTube. Now, why I'm sharing this with you is because when we are doing certain things, okay, life is learning is a lifelong process. That is why I
Yes.
always share. You should invest something in your personal growth. So it can be anything that is exciting for you, like somebody who's interested about fashion or designing. There are a lot of podcasts, there are a lot of books that they can read, or there are a lot of video content they can consume for their growth. I'm talking about. Similarly, so whatever, pick any one thing. Whether you are somebody who love listening to podcasts or an audio person, go ahead and listen to audiobooks. Go ahead and listen to podcasts so that you stay updated. You learn a lot through that. Okay, so it can be like for me, it's my books. On daily basis, I invest 40 to 45 minutes on my books. I read one book per week. That is my hobby. And so far,
Okay.
I've read like more than 100, 200 books already. Right. So invest in yourself. Whatever works for you. It can be reading a book or audio or any kind of video content that you want to consume or you want to learn from. Find out one habit again and take out those 1 or 2 minutes, oh sorry, 30 to 40 minutes and invest on them. And the third habit was I was talking about being comfortable with being getting uncomfortable. Now, what I mean by that is start working on your fears. Small fears we always have, especially when we are very young at 20s, early 20s, or maybe in our teenage. Because when you are moving forward, there are always certain failures that we have in our life. Maybe you are afraid to speak on public stage. Maybe you are someone who's very introvert. You don't want to talk too much, or you are shy. And this is what I was when I was in my college. So always start working on your small fears. Maybe it can be anything. Maybe putting your video on social media platform. You are somebody who is just starting. You don't know how what people are gonna react to it. You have those fears, what people will say, what my friends will say, what my relatives will say, when I'm putting
Yes.
my content and talking about my passion. But just start working, start putting them on, because if you know that you want to do this, forward about what people will say. So that's what I always share, is that focus on what makes you the things that make you uncomfortable. I'm sure we all have certain things that make us uncomfortable. Start taking those actions, because in future there will be a lot of moments you're gonna face where you will feel uncomfortable, where you feel that that hesitation in doing those things. But if
Yes.
you inculcate that habit at a very young age, you'll be see that you'll be easily able to face those difficult situations in your life when you move forward. So the earlier you start, the better it is. So start working on your fears, start getting comfortable for being uncomfortable. Right? So this is
Oh,
the my third habit, Manuprit, I would
okay. So, like, how can we network and connect with resourceful and mindful people?
I think in today's time it's very easy because we have so much resource in our platforms. There are so
Yes.
many social media platform on Facebook. So I would recommend join one certain kind of communities of like-minded people. Let's say if you are somebody who's starting your digital journey, like Digitopedia, you guys have started, right? So start being part of any such kind of community which is something that is resonating with you, your skill set, your values, your principles here, right? So we
Yeah.
have also I have a lot of communities I'm part of. There are business owners, like high HNIs, we call it, high network business owners. There's a community of those people because they're like-minded. They thought at the same frequency, right? Earning higher revenues and all this stuff. Similarly, if you are somebody who's a public speaker or who want to become a public speaker, join the
Yeah.
community of public
Public
speaking.
speaking. Yeah.
Similarly, public speaking. And if you are somebody who's a content creator, join certain communities of content. So there are so many communities available nowadays. You can join, like, of course, there are a lot of free communities and there are certain paid communities as well. So to begin
Yeah.
with, you can start with free communities, and in case you have to pay, it's completely fine. It's going to really help you because in today's time, you need communities, you need people who are like-minded, who understand your problems, who are having same vision as you are having, and that's going to
Hmm.
really propel your growth. And that's why mentorship is very important. So have mentors in your life and join certain communities from which you will learn a lot. And yeah, this is my recommendation. Go on Facebook, you will have a lot of groups. Go on Instagram, you will find certain people, whom you like, especially of their content, to see if they have any kind of community. You can join their communities. So pick your one skill, pick your one value, or pick your principle or any career field that you're working in, and find
Yeah.
out. When you're going to find out, you will easily search for these kind of communities on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on what do you call, like Instagram. There are a lot of communities available nowadays.
So, any last note that you would like to end with?
Manpreet, only one sentence. I think already speak a lot in this interview. The only sentence is start small, dream big, and stay consistent. That is my motto, which I will share. Like whether it's their habits, whether they are anything in your life, or whether you are a student, or an entrepreneur, or a business owner, dream big. Yes, absolutely, you have to dream big because I have fulfilled my dreams, which I was having when I was very young in my college. And so I fulfilled my dream. So dream big, but start small. Okay? We always think that we have to do something really great in life, or big
Yeah.
actions we have to take. Then only we'll be able to achieve. No, success lies in small actions, but you have to stay consistent, and that's the
Consistent.
challenge. People are not consistent. So this
Even
is
I feel,
the
yeah, even I feel that like staying consistent is the key, because like I've heard this quote somewhere, like discipline will take you places, motivation will not. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely well said.
Okay. So thank you for sharing your experience, knowledge with us today and giving us insights on it. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Manupreet. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope I was able to add value. It was a privilege to be part of your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.